Yes, dear students, Yeah, good morning, good evening to all of you. So the students in the online, please confirm that. Am I audible? The students who are in the online, am I audible? Okay, fine. So some of the students are asking recordings related to my subject, which I will give you the clarity on the recording part. Okay. So let me continue the session and carefully try to listen. Ravi, lights aim. So let us start discussing about the next continuation part. Who are the new students in today? Can you please raise the hands? New students, new members. Okay, fine. So in the last Monday in the sense, I hope day before yesterday, right? I started the first topic called what? Features of Python is started. Not last Monday, day before yesterday. I started with features of Python. We started the first topic that is called features of Python is started. In that first topic is almost completed. In the yesterday's class, day before yesterday, I listed out all the features of Python. What are the features of Python? And the first 4 to 5 days, whatever I'm taking, I will be giving the video links for you. Video links I will give you. And after that, you need to attend the regular sessions. Okay. First topic, simple is completed. Totally, how many features are available? 11. Programming not yet started. Programming will be started. It's going to start very shortly, maybe coming Monday or Tuesday, Wednesday. In that 3 days, these features are getting completed. Maybe almost in the coming Wednesday, the programming will be started in Python. Okay. So meantime, I'm going to complete the features of Python programming. It will take 3 to 4 days of this entire discussion. Okay. So as a part of simple, I gave in yesterday's session some topics, some definitions, some importance. I explained why Python is simple programming language. Okay. If anybody want to see that, those who are absent or new or somebody, I am just giving what I just said yesterday. Within 2 minutes, I just recapitulate. Python is one of the simple programming language. This is already I typed in the class. I did not open anything else, which is already typed previously. So already you people knows, which I am typing every day in the class. Python is one of the simple programming language because of 3 important technical factors. Number 1, Python programming provides a rich set of API. Rich set of API. And this nodes is a full-fledged nodes. Of course, I don't want to boast it. And from this institute, and my classes are going to come as like a Edureka, like great learning apps are there. Like that, from this institute, the overall institute from my sessions are going to come in Python video sessions and C with the data structures and Java sessions. Video lectures are going to given. And my image will be there on the bottom of it. And then how I'm teaching in the class, like that, the video lectures will be there. Okay. So try to utilize as a live class. You can understand very carefully. Python is one of the simple programming language because of 3 important technical factors. What are the first factor? Python is one of the easiest programming language because of what? Rich set of APIs. Rich set of APIs. What exactly API is? API is nothing but a library. In a simple terminology, API is nothing but a library. So library means what? Already predefined code. Already predefined code. That predefined code, as a Python programmer, we are reusing it. We are reusing such predefined code without writing our own coding. Writing your own coding is simple, or reusing predefined code is simple? Reusing predefined code is so simple. That's why Python is what language? Difficult or easy? Easy. Simple. Simple. Because of rich set of API. In the classroom, I gave the definition of API. Definition of, what is the full form of API? Application Programming Interface. But don't tell what is API. Don't tell this full forms. Because 2 days back, of course, my session is started on last Friday. Saturday, I gave you the leave. Monday, Tuesday, I gave you some small introduction. And I am giving today, day before yesterday, I wrote the list of features, 45 minutes I took it. And features discussion yesterday onward started. And for the things which is discussed, if you want, I will take one Saturday, some backup class I will take, or I will give you some video links to your mobile. I will send, you can listen. Okay. So what is the API? An API is a collection of what? Modules. What is a module? A module is a collection of functions, variables, classes. In my class, I already shown you some practical examples for it. Like that, I'm going to show you a lot of modules. Like between 2 dates, I want how many days are there? January 1st to January 1st to July 22nd. How many days are there? Between 2 dates, how to find the number of days? How many weeks? These are the written test in companies. How to sort the dates? I'm taking the date of birth of all the students. How to sort? These are the industry requirements. And nobody will teach this programming for you except me. I'll be teaching that dates related information in real-time projects. Are you getting my point? Yes. So how to generate OTPs, how to generate captcha code, how to generate the week planner, all those things. These are all done with what? Modules. What is the module definition, please? Once again, all of you repeat. A module is a collection of what? Functions, variables, classes. Those who are new in today, this terminology is a little difficult for you. But at the end of the class, I'll make you so happy with my next feature. You will be getting like anything. Okay, let me continue. So Python programming provides, second facility is Python programming provides inbuilt facility called what? Excellent. What is this garbage collector importance? This is one of the predefined background program of our Python software. Because of that, it collects what memory space? Unused memory space will be removed. Because of unused memory space is removed, performance of your application is improved. Best example I told yesterday, mobiles, you take it. For every 24 hours span of time, in the midnight, exactly at 12 o'clock, by default, one program is running behind of your mobile app, which collects what? Unused memory space. Unused memory space is removed so that your performance of the device is improved. They are called performance boosters, we can call. What they are called? Performance boosters. Performance boosters are nothing but inbuilt programs are running to evaluate or to decide which memory space is under use, which memory space is not in use. Whichever memory space is not in use, which is collected by whom? Garbage collector. In most of the modern programming languages, garbage collectors are regularly using it. Java contains, Python also contains, .NET also contains, but C++ does not contain what? Garbage collectors. Are you able to understand me? So what is the garbage collector? So garbage collector importance so that it can run behind of every Python program for collecting what memory space? I will show in the class where I taught also, I shown you one sample program. In object-oriented programming, I used to teach this garbage collector internal implementation. Internal implementation, how it is running. There is a module called GC also, guys. GC also, there is a module called GC. Garbage collector module is also there. I will explain the garbage collector cycling process, forcibly garbage collector, automatic garbage collector, how it is running, everything I will teach. So here I gave you, because of unused memory space is collecting, it improves the performance of which applications? Python based applications. And moreover, one more thing is given, definition of what? Garbage collector. I just said here, a garbage collector is one of the Python background program which is running behind of every regular Python program. What is its role? To collect unused memory space, and improves the performance of what? Python based applications. This is the second very good facility what Python provides. And next is called what? Python programming provides user-friendly syntaxes. Yesterday, I was explained about the syntax importance. Because of user-friendly syntaxes, Python programmer can develop what programs? Error-free programs. That's a very good terminology. Because of error-free programs, how we are able to develop error-free programs? Because easy to remember the syntaxes, so that we can develop what? Error-free programs in a limited span of time, in a small amount of time, we are able to develop it. This is comes under what? Why Python is simple. Python simple means what? Don't think that it is easy to learn. That's very dangerous understanding. Yesterday's class, I just gave you some lot of explanation for it. Python is very simple when the teacher explains modules. Otherwise, waste. So in modern terminology, the libraries are also called as a batteries. They are called batteries. You type in the Google, Python batteries are nothing but what? Libraries. Batteries are called what? Energy resources. Are you getting? Right. This is comes under what? Simple. Now, let us enter into the next feature of Python. I want to enter into next feature of Python. What is the next feature of Python here? Freeware and open source. This I want to discuss, because each facility is going to be so wonderful facility here. And platform independent, you see, dynamically typed, you see, all these things one by one I want to discuss. Second feature I want to go today. So I am discussing second feature of Python, here. So let us go to the second feature of Python now. So look at this, watch. Freeware and open source. This is what I am going to discuss. So I am going to discuss what is meant by freeware. First, I want to discuss what is meant by freeware and what is meant by open source. Just I want to split it in two, and then I want to discuss. Let me talk about when we can say it is a freeware and when we can say it is a open source. Generally, according to our normal knowledge, both the people, all the people will say freeware and open source, both of them are going to be same, but they are going to be completely different in the industry perspective. Let us come to the freeware. So the students who are attending from the last Monday onwards, you tell me, Python is freely downloadable or it is a licensed software? Freely downloadable. What is an official website, guys, all of you? www.python.org. www. So I told you how to download the process. So for the people who are new, I just want to say within 2 minutes I can show. Let's go to the how to download the Python software. www.python.org. www.python.org. It is an official website for Python software downloading process. Okay. Look at that. It is an official PSF. What is the company name maintaining this Python software? PSF, Python Software Foundation. Is it a commercial organization or non-commercial organization? Non-commercial organization, right? Let's go to the downloads. Let's go to the downloads. We are having, what is the latest version? 3.10. How many versions of Python contains? Very good. Number 1, Python 2.x. Python 3.x. Which version is already outdated? 2.x. I shown including the dates also I was shown. Python 2.x was already outdated. What is the latest? What is the version industry is using? 3.x. That too 3.8 and 3.9. Now what is the latest version? I shown you. It is under big bug fixing stage. Big, you see, come to the point of it. 2.7, 2.0, 2.1, 2.2, so on 2.7. It is an end 2020 end of life. End of life. 2.7. It was available from 2.0 to 2.1, 2.2, so on 2.7. End of life. And now you see 3.10. It is still under a bug fixing stage. Still it is under bug fixing stage is going on. 3.7 and 3.6, 3.8 are going on in the industry. Strictly speaking, we are using this Python. Actually, Python is so popular for data science. Under data science, what are we learning as a data scientist? I am saying to you, we are using this Python for artificial intelligence, machine learning, deep learning, and then what? Artificial intelligence algorithms we are implementing so perfectly by using Python algorithms, Python based libraries. So 3.7 and 3.8 we are using. 3.8 and 3.9 and 3.10 are recently coming, and 3.8 is recently made as security, and 3.9 and 3.10 still are under bug fixing stage. They are also going to be coming with the security mode very shortly. The end of the support is going to come 2025 and 2026, and that will be providing long-term support to the MNCs also. What is that LTS concept also I will explain in the classroom. Okay. And what is this PEP, PEP? This concept also I will explain in the class once programming is getting started. And see that if we come down to this, looking for a specific release, when they are coming and which things, 3.10, when it is coming December 6, 2021, and 3.9, November 15, 2021. If anybody is looking for that dates, including the dates and all, everything is available here. Everything is available here. Right? So coming to our place here, downloads 3.10. Once it is clicking on that and it is getting downloaded in the bottom of the corner. Once it is done, you can open it. You can open it. It is asking you after downloading, do you want to run this file? Click on this run. And once it is running, it will ask you, in my system, it is asking you upgrade now, and it is custom installation. And why this is asking, if it is a system on your own, it is asking install now. You will get in this place as what? Install now in this place. But here I am getting what? Upgrade now, because in my system, already I have a Python 3.10, which is all my batches are going on. Since they are ongoing batches, we have Python 3.10. So while you are installing, you will be getting the option in place of upgrade now. You will get what? Install now option will come. And then after that, one small thing is coming. This is keep in mind, add to the path, add to the path, add to the path. This checkbox, you please put a checked stage. You please put a tick mark and then say next button, you press it. Within 3 next button, your Python software is installed. Able to understand? So this is an installation process. So we never pay a single NP to the PSF people for downloading this Python software. And hence Python is one of the freeware or licensed software. So I'm writing Python is one of the freeware. Java is also one freeware. But as on today, .NET, if you take it, .NET is not comes under freeware, because we need to buy. Any MNC company, if you want to take any software, they need to take licensed software. But as far as the Python is concerned, there is no need to take any such type of licensed resource. So since Python programming, listen carefully, since Python programming is freely downloadable, and hence it is considered as what? Freeware. It is the freeware kind of software. Good. Now we are understanding that Python is one of the freeware. How do you just say that it is a freeware? Because we are downloading free of cost. Then coming to the most important stage called open source. What do you mean by this open source? Once Python is downloaded freely, what is its name? Once we download the Python software freely, once you go to your downloads, here, you are having what? Python 3.10.1. You are having this one. What is the original name of this Python software? And that is the most important. And people are saying that, what are you learning? I'm learning Python. But what is its name? Once we download, look at all of you. Once we download Python software, whose standard name given by PSF, given by what? Python Software Foundation. Python Software Foundation. That is already told you in the class. This is called what? Company name where software updations and everything is maintained by this company related to the Python software. Given by the PSF, Python Software Foundation, as what? C Python. Which one? C Python. Whatever the Python software we downloaded, what is its name? C Python. So this C Python is a standard name. What we are using, all the algorithms implementation of machine learning, deep learning, even Django, and then what? Deep learning and artificial intelligence algorithms we are taking from where? C Python. Look at students, need not write the notes. You will get these notes to your mail IDs. Let me explain, listen first. You will get everything to your mail IDs. Just feel free to communicate. Listen. So this is C Python developed by father of Python called what? Rosen, and it is released. Later on, now listen carefully all of you. Later on, many vendors, many company people has come into picture. Vendors came forward, and then they customized, let me write this terminology. They customized the C Python. They customized C Python for their in-house software tools, for developing their in-house software tools. Lot of companies has come forward and they customized this C Python for their in-house software tools. Every company, whether you are aware of this word or not, I don't know. If any working professional is there, you can come across in this class. Every company is having their own in-house tools for quality assurance checking, for the space complexity and time complexity measurements purpose, for checking the quality assurance, for checking the time and dating releasing of the projects and all those things. They have their own in-house software tools will be there. They're actually called what? Customized tools from where? Standard softwares. In the case of Python programming, the standard Python called C Python, from that C Python, many of the company vendors came forward and they customized and they released to the industry, and they released to the industry on the name of distributions of Python. In the day one, I shown you this some small website related information. Even today also I will show you distributions of what? Python. Distributions of Python. Right. What are the distributions? The word is called, this one is important because some of the interview people will ask you, what are the various distributions of Python? So now I am writing some of the distributions of Python. I am writing some of the distributions of what? Python, or distributions of Python are number one. Look at that. First of all, are you understanding this? When you buy a bike from the shop, are you customizing according to your will and wish or not? What is the meaning of that word called? Customization. Did you understand this word called customizing? Like that, lot of companies has came forward and they customized the C Python and released to the industry on the name of what? Distributions. And they are also called as what, flavors of Python we can call, but don't use the word called flavors of Python. Try to learn international terminology. Don't try to learn local terminologies. Come on to that. Some of the distributions I will write it. So the first distribution is called what? Jython. What is the word called? Jython. It is also called as what, J Python we can call. What is that name? J Python. Spell out all of you. Jython or Right. This is also one flavor of what? Already I am saying that it is one of the flavor of what? What is the standard Python? C Python. What is the J Python is called? One of the distribution of C Python. First of all, are you understanding my English? What is the C Python? Standard Python name. From that, some of the companies has designed their own in-house tool. What is that name? Also called as what? Yes, why they used it? This is used for that flavor, that distribution, used for running, used for what? Running which applications? Java based applications. Java based applications. See, very slowly we are entering into the subject part. If somebody asks you tomorrow, what is the Jython? What is your answer? It is one of the flavor of what? C Python. It was developed by some small companies and it is used for that by the companies to run which applications? Yes. And you need not to learn this J Python or something. We are supposed to learn this international standard topic called what? C Python. Right. Tomorrow, if you become your own expert, if you become an expert in Python, you can develop Amirpet Python also by yourself. You can develop once you become perfect. So I told already in my class how to become a perfect in the class. And you need not have any programming knowledge. You need not to be an expert in programming at all. Once you come to my class punctually, reading my notes and then practicing my assignments, you can do wonders. Right. Next one, let me go for it. Iron Python. Spell out. Right. Also called as what you know? IPython. Spell out. Used for running C#.NET applications. C#.NET applications. This is related to .NET based applications. .NET based application. C#.NET is one of the programming language. Such a type of applications you can run by using one of the flavor of Python is called what? Iron Python, or we can also call it as what? IPython. Okay, students. Next, the third one is called what? MicroPython. MicroPython. One more kind of flavor. Just I am writing. It is only for sometimes if anybody asks in interview point of view, at least some knowledge purpose. And we are not going to do anything in the industry. This is only for customized tools for their own in-house tools. We are not going to do anything with it. Okay. Used to develop microcontroller applications. Microcontroller applications. Microcontroller applications. Microcontroller applications you can develop. So those who are electronic students, they might be knowing what is microcontrollers. Even in electronic field also, Python is playing an important role. Okay. Next, fourth is called what you know? Ruby Python. Ruby Python. Used to run Ruby based applications. Ruby based applications. In before lockdown, in the year I hope in 2017, in 3 months, a big demand for Ruby programming. And after 3 months, it was disappear like anything, that different story. And Ruby based applications, if you want to run, that time only they developed what? Ruby Python. It was also one of the flavor of which Python? Right. Next, after that, what is coming? You know, Anaconda Python. Anaconda Python. Spell out. It is also used to run big data applications. Big data applications. Have you heard about Hadoop? Come on, guys. Have you heard about Hadoop? Hadoop based applications. Hadoop based applications. To run the big data applications, we will use what? Anaconda. And of course, on the Anaconda, lot of IDs also came, which I am teaching this Python on what? Spider, Anaconda 3. And then Jupyter Notebook, this is also Anaconda flavor. Because as in the data science part, we are talking about the Spider and Anaconda. Next, PyCharm is there, which I am going to talk about it. And we are going to use VS Code and Sublime Text, Atom. These are all called what? A different type of IDs. Generally, people will teach in Notepad. If you see different people who are teaching Python, Notepad, they will explain. Notepad is just only, I repeat, 4 walls behind. If you go to any Infosys or HCL, any standard companies, when we are working on the real-time projects, we are using what? Jupyter, Spider, and then what? So when you open this Jupyter notebook, and it is also working like a normal Python software only, how I am working with a normal Python code, it is also going to work. And for this, you need some small internet connection also. It is going to give you the Jupyter notebook. It is going to enter. I will show you the operations how to do with the Jupyter notebook. So you have to learn the Python on Jupyter notebook IDEs only. See that, go to Python new and Python 3. Python 3. So there you need to go for writing your program as well as instructions. You can write it. What is meant by file and options here? What is meant by here? View and then insert, kernel, this kind of things we need to understand. Widgets and then cells and then these options, all these things we will understand. And if you come to this and very regularly I'm showing for the new people today, I am saying this generally, calendar, see print of what? Calendar dot of what? New year calendar is coming 2022 and say what? Print, run, you are getting the new year calendar. And you take a printout from my class and keep it in your reading room. Don't buy the calendar, of course, right? And how to keep this calendar in my website. HTML calendar also I can develop. How to use view in browser. I want to locate your birthday. I just want to locate your birthday. How do you locate your birthday? For example, I want to locate. How to write a code for selection of the dates? How do you go for selection of the dates? I just want to go for selection of the dates. I just want to mark like that. Write a Python code to do this. Find the difference of dates. I want to find out all the Saturdays dates. In an year, there are 365 days are there. In 322, what is the day number and what is the day name and what is the week number and week name? These are all general, regular questions in the industry. Nobody can write it. Nobody can teach that programming. Damn sure. When you face an interview, these questions will come. Understanding, students? Right. So let's move like that. Even I can write any bigger code. Even if you go to the same code, I can write it. You can write the same code even by going to your normal Python code also. See guys, Python here and Python 3.10 and then Python 3.10. You can say this is a normal beginning level, introductory level. So I'm writing here, press enter key. You are getting the year here also. This is called something like a black and white story. This is something like a biggest data here what we have. Of course, you are understanding, and it's still I'm showing Anaconda, Spider, PyCharm also I used to show. Because most of the time, as a data scientist in the software companies, you will use what? Jupyter. You need to perfect in Jupyter kind of programming. This is something like a vehicle for us to becoming a programmer. To become a programmer, what is the most important? Libraries and coding standards. Coding, I'll make you to jump in the class. I'll make you to a miracle student in the programming, because that is my 25 years of experience in coding as an expertism in the coding part. Let's coming to this discussion continuation. Okay, after that, like that, there are so many number of distributions came into the picture. So let me show you more about the distributions. I'm not going to write all those distributions here. Let me go to immediately this place and just go for taking what? Distributions of Python. Distributions of Python, different distributions of Python. You will be getting the python.org organization has recognized some of the Python distributions. For your knowledge purpose, I'm just showing this. For the knowledge purpose, I'm just showing this. Already I shown you one day, just 2 days back, and this is a time to understand. See students, Active Python, it is one of the flavor. Anaconda Python, next is called what? Chinese Python, right? Next, Win9x Python, Packet Python, Portable Python, Python XY, like that is Stackless Python, Tiny Python, Win Python, still more embedded Python, see spider related kind of things. Python still implementations are there. You come down to this Stackless Python, Piston, Cider, like that. Lot of things are coming. Micro Python, Circuit Python, C Python is a standard name. Standard name. So Python, Jython, Iron Python, so many number of Pythons are available. And don't think that Python is these many. You need not worry about these many or how to remember. These are all called what? In-house tools. In-house tools for certain kind of organizations. What is the standard name? So right. Who developed C Python? Good. At which company these updations are available? PSF. Good. Good. In which year it is officially released? Excellent. 1991. So in the Monday session, I hope so, that was explained the historical development. Okay. And Python is inspired from how many languages? 4. That also 2 days back I said, which I repeat in one of the backup session I will take, because people are going on joining in middle of it, some holidays and all those things are coming, some small disturbances. Okay. Number 1, functional programming. Inspired from which programming? C. I am going to explain what is functional programming. That is called core Python we can call. Next is called object-oriented programming principles. Inspired from where? C++. So Python supports functional programming aspects, object-oriented programming aspects. Third is called what? Modular programming from Modulo 3. That is another programming aspect. Next is what? Scripting programming language from where? Perl. So Python is one of the hybrid programming language, combination of 4 different programming languages. One is functional programming aspects, object-oriented programming aspects, modular programming, and then scripting programming. Am I clear, students? Shall I move forward? Yeah, let's go to the further discussion here. So these are all called what? Distributions of Python. Are you getting the clarity on freeware and open source? Freeware means what? Freely downloadable. Freely downloadable. And what is open source? What is the open source? Customization of the standard software is called what? Open source. Freely downloadable is called what? Freeware. Customization of the standard software is called open source. Once if I explain, come to one generalized discussion. Last and final. Freely downloadable softwares are called dash freeware. Customized softwares of original softwares are called. That's it. What are the different customization softwares of C Python that are called distributions, flavors? These many. Can you remember? Can you tell me for my satisfaction once? Number 1, Z Python, Iron Python, Micro Python, Ruby Python. That's it. Are you seeing and saying or voluntarily saying? Seeing and saying means very dangerous. Seeing and saying, if you say as long as SAR is there, you are remembering. Once SAR is class is off, memory is also off. Don't say like that. Okay, na? Good. So now I will move to the next feature. This is comes under what? Freeware and open source. This I will upload it. And dear students, once again, I want, of course, don't feel that I am not going to boast about it. Don't go for boasting about it, because when you go to any type of website, if you type my name, you are going to get the my notes only will be the topmost list which will come, because I am a Java trainer as well as what? Python trainer. Originally, from the last 25 years, my career is totally on Java, and the last 10 years I am dealing with this Python. If you just click on this anywhere else, you'll be getting this my sessions and all these things, you will get it. This is my Python classes. This is my Python classes what we have. And of course, in before the lockdown and all those things, you'll be getting this. And if you go to Java also, if you go to Java sessions also, it will be a greatest because I have almost 24 years I just done, and I have a material which is published by me for one of the publisher. It is for advanced Java related kind of things. It was just available also. So for the Java sessions are concerned, total my Java nodes only available in everywhere else. Fine. That's why in the programming part, let us, you people try to get total services from my sessions and try to become a extraordinary student in the programming. Okay. Let's go to next thing. So what I am that you need not worry. First, please get good knowledge on the subject. Now I am entering. Before platform independent and then portable, I just want to talk to you related to what? Interpreted I want to explain. Interpreted I want to explain. Shall we go for interpretation? That means before I'm going to further giving, because slowly I'm getting into the programmatic environment, so that I want to explain what? Interpretation I just want to explain in the class. Right. Now let us go for what is meant by interpretation. Carefully listen. Right. Now you don't feel because of my straightforward, because I feel if student is feeling something, I feel something different. But if I don't speak original facts, I will feel. As on today, once you become a programmer, at least you need to know how the program is executing. Am I correct? Yes. Now I am going to talk about what is meant by interpretation, what is meant by compilation. I will just explain to you. That's it. I'll just let me give you the practical orientation concept of what is meant by compilation, what is meant by interpretation. I'm going to explain. What is the next feature of mine which I'm discussing? What is the next feature I'm going to discuss? Python is what language? Interpretation. C programming is what? Compiler based programming language. Java is what? Compiler come interpretation based programming language. What is meant by compilation? What is meant by interpretation? I want to give it. No need to have any programming knowledge. In compilation, what is happening? In interpretation, what is happening? Who is compiling? Who is doing interpretation? I want to go for it. Okay, right. Let's look at this paintbrush. I took it. I just want to go for some small C language environment. I want to talk. That means I want to take your flashback once. Because when you are coming to my class, I want to show you the graph of your progress. C language execution environment. I just want to show you 2 minutes. Execution environment I want to show you. For a few minutes, I just want to tell you. Right. In C programming, whenever you write any problem solving approach, that means whenever you write any program, a program is nothing but what? Some set of optimized instructions. Optimization means what? Less time plus less space. If I write the code, that is called optimization. In optimized instructions we can call. Right. Look at students. Of course, what is a program also, you don't worry. I will take care in the class, because I already promised you need not to know any language. But already you learned a language, you already forget also, because you did not see practical life. In this class, the moment I speak, I show the program. Come to the point. Whenever I write a program in our C programming environment, I will save that program on some name, which is called file name, we can call. What is that name? File name. I will write first line, second line, third line, fourth line. I will write number of lines. I will save that number of lines on some name. We call it as what? File name. I am giving an extension called .c. I don't know whether you will catch me or not. This is a minimum requirement. Still, I will go to the bottom level also, because I am entering into the Python level. I am talking about your flashback first. Some .c. What is this some dot extensions you see? Extensions makes us to understand in which programming language you have written the code. In which programming language you have written the code? C programming. This code what you have written is called source code, we can call. Which one? Source code. I am asking a question. Write a C program for calculating salary of an employee when basic salary is given DA, TA, CCA, MA, HRA, etc. Or otherwise, write a C program for calculating sum of two integers. or write a C program for getting a reverse of a number, because you might be discussed those things in your C basic level courses. Write a C program for calculating factorial of a number, or write a C program for calculating roots of a quadratic equation, ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0. Write a C program for calculating median, mode, standard deviation, variance, and all those things. All these example hands-on experiences I will show in the class. As on today, you know logic is coming in your brain. Slowly in the next week, you are getting complete awareness about what is logic building. That is my left hand, left finger. What is the different approach which we are applying? When we come to the variables onwards, we will show you. Okay, whatever it might be that. I am writing certain piece of code, which is known as what? Source code. Spell out once. Because I want to tell you three important words here: source code, intermediate code, executable code. Spell out. Source code. Source code is the one which is written by the programmer, and we are submitting to the compilation process. Compilation process. Once you written the source code, such a source code we are submitting to the compilation process. Every source code will be compiled internally. This is known as compilation. So compilation process. Who will be coming? Compiler is one kind of component in C software that will be coming into picture. That is called which one? This is compilation phase. Which phase it is? What is happening in the C compiler? Compilation job is what? Total source code read at once, check the syntaxes. If no syntax mistakes are there, if we don't have the syntax mistakes, the compiler will convert all the lines into what? Some sort of intermediate code. Some sort of intermediate code. That intermediate code in C language is having the extension called a .obj. This is not generated by you. It is generated by whom? That means all lines at once. All lines at once. It will be done. All lines at once converted into which code? Intermediate code. Which code this is? Intermediate code. Intermediate code of C language is called what? You know, object code we can call. Which code it is called? Every intermediate code will contain some name. Java intermediate code is there, whose name is called bytecode. .NET also will contain some intermediate code. Python also will contain intermediate code. Who is generating intermediate codes? Compiler will generate. What is the role of compiler? Compiler will check for the syntaxes. Yesterday only I used the word called what? Syntaxes. Syntaxes is nothing but a grammar. Mistakes. If no mistakes are there, it is converted into what? Intermediate code. Next, after compilation is successful, what is happening? Such a type of intermediate code is submitted for execution. Is submitted for execution. Now I am asking this question: who will execute your program? Who will execute your C program? Can anybody can tell in this class? Can anybody can tell in this class? Of course, you don't feel it because of this. People don't know how C program is executing also. Because people can't explain. But when you go to the real time, it is a minimum requirement. People should know who will compile it, who will execute. This is called what phase? You know, execution phase. Execution phase we can call. Who will execute your C program? That is my question today. Can anybody can answer? Interpreter. C is an interpreter language, my dear student. Nobody can answer it. This is the question I am asking from 25 years onwards. Because when I am explaining Java environment diagram, I will explain. Lack of knowledge. It's a minimum question people are asking. You already directly or indirectly you learned C language in your BTech first year. It is a common subject. Can anybody can answer it? Nobody. This I know in the beginning only. Just I am putting the question to see what is the environment of the class. Really we don't know. And some people will say, sir, I will press Control F9, sir. Control F9 is not keyboard keys. Actually, in industry, we don't use Control F9 industry. We will use a GCC compiler. We will use it. Okay, whatever it is. Now you are using C shell is a component. It is internally used to run our C program. What is the C shell is doing? C shell. I'm saying C shell, bone cell, con cell, some type of cell will be there. If you know Unix programming with a C. Actually, in software industry, most of the companies will use which OS? Unix, Linux kind of OSs you will use. So C shell reads what? Object code and converted into what? Machine understandable code. And it is read by whom? OS and processor, and gives result. This is the scenario which is taking place internally. And we are going to get what for that? We are going to get the file name called what? Some dot what? exe will come. Exe. At least you might be knowing what is exe. What is exe, guys? Executable code. Executable code means it contains the data in the form of zeros and ones. Am I correct? Tell me how many codes here? This is containing what? Which code this is containing? Executable code. Please tell me how many coding systems here. Number one, source code is converted into what? Intermediate code is converted into what? Which is understandable by whom? And what? And gives what? I wrote here, mission understandable code is nothing but zeros and ones. This is the actual internal environment of our C programming. Same thing happens with what programming also? Python also. Here what is happening? All the lines of source code converted at once to where? Intermediate code lines are read by C shell at once and converted into what code? Executable code. This is all at once is done at compilation time. All at once is done at what time? Execution time also. That's why it is known as what? Compiler based programming language. And if you don't know this, no problem. Why I just covered? These basics are required for learning at least one programming language. No need. Suppose if you don't know, no problem. At least now in Python, you keep your concentration very well. Let us coming to the Python execution environment. All the students be careful, ma. Python execution environment. Environment I am going to explain. What is meant by interpretation? English meaning you tell me. Suppose one speaker came from Delhi who knows purely Hindi. You don't know other languages, he knows only Hindi. He is a very good speaker, for example. And the audience who are present in the meeting hall is called only Telugu people. Telugu people don't know Hindi. Hindi person speaker don't know Telugu. Definitely when he is speaking in Hindi, some person is there who knows both Hindi, Telugu. He will speak one line, he will translate into what? So his middle person is called what? Interpreter. So interpreter is doing all lines at once or line by line? Line by line. Line by line conversion is called what? Interpretation. Line by line conversion is called what? Yes. To do this interpretation, even in our languages, we have what? Interpreter software is available. 8086 assembly language programming, it is the most famous language for hardwares. System softwares, the drivers development, operating system development is the most famous. Sonato, Philips, HCL, these are all the people are using still ALP, 8086 microprocessor programming language. Might be you heard about in your academics. Right, guys? Come to this part now. Understand quickly. Now I'm going to complete this. What is this now? What is my program name? In Python also, I'm going to write source code. Come on, spell out. Who will write the source code? Programmer. Source code is nothing but program only. What is the program? I will explain from 0 level onwards. What is the file name also I will explain. What is my program name? Sum of two numbers. Dot, what is an extension? Py. What is an extension? Py. What is an extension in C? Dot C. Extension in C++. Dot CPP. Extension in Java. That's it. Extensions makes us to understand in which language we have written the program. Excellent. This is containing what code? What code it is containing? Beautiful. Who will write the source code? Very good. You are submitting for which process? Compilation. Say, don't hesitate. Which process you are submitting? Compilation process. Here, what is there? Python compiler will come. Who is there? Python compiler. Compiler means don't think immediately it is doing all at once. Simple ma. If you go to Viva in your college, question to answer, it is called what? Interpretation. When you go to writing academic examination, question paper is given with 20 questions. You are writing all at once and compiling and giving the additional sheet. Answer sheet you are giving. That is called what process? Academic examination, compilation. Viva is called what? Interpretation, like that. And don't tell that examination Viva in the interviews. So compiler is doing what here? What is doing? Compilation. How the compilation is doing? Line by line. Very nice. This is called line by line. I will write here how it is doing. Line by line compilation is called what? Interpretation based compilation. Interpretation based. Okay. Once interpretation is completed, your Python compiler will release your source code on the name of what? On the name of what? Some.pyc. Some dot what? Pyc. Slowly I am coming to the programming environment. Pyc stands for Python compiled version. Python compiled. Py, C stands for compiled. When I go for tomorrow in project development, I don't give .py files to the client. I will give what files only? .pyc only I will give you. Are you following? Yes. This is containing the intermediate code. It is also containing which code? Like C language, it is also known as what code? The intermediate code of Python is called what code? Byte code. What is the intermediate code of C language? Object code. Intermediate code of Python is called byte code. Who will generate the byte code? C ma, Python compiler. Compiler means what is that? C compiler or C++ compiler? What is that? Please go for spontaneously. Who will generate the byte code? What is an intermediate code of Python? Who will generate byte code? At which phase? Super. Who will write the source code? Python programmer. You are Python programmer, C programmer, Java programmer. Spell out that. Who will write the source code of Python? Submit it to whom? Compiler. How the Python compiler will do? All at once converted or line by line converted? That's why it is known as what? Interpretation. Interpretation during which phase? Compilation. What is an intermediate code of Python? Byte code. Such a byte code, such a intermediate code need for submission of execution or not? Yes, need to submit for execution. Who was executed your C program previously? C shell. Now here it is going to execute the PVM. Come on. Yes, because your people are already gold medalist in full forms. I said already. The moment I write PVM, you are saying that Python virtual machine. In my view, who says full form, they are wasted. Boys and girls, remember this. What is www? World Wide Web. You will feel that I will get the job. Nobody will give job. Because as a real-time programmer, I am telling to you. What is OS? Operating system. Even LKG kid also can say what is OS? Operating system. Right? So, what is HTTP? Hypertext Transfer Protocol. Even LKG kid also can say, what is your specialty? You tell me. What is a CPU? Can you speak about 10 minutes? And you don't feel it. You feel it you don't know. Now it is the time to see, to read from LKG onwards, once again to refresh. Do you know what is CPU? Can you speak about 10 minutes? 5 minutes you speak, come here and speak. If they conduct tomorrow group discussion in the companies, what is our situation? What is ALU? Don't tell full forms. Anybody says full forms, they are waste. If any faculty says full form, that faculty is waste. Expect programming. Anything you learn, expect programming. What is DBMS? No full forms. Academics are completed, you are gold medalist in full forms. I know, including me, when we are students, once you complete your academic, you are perfect in full forms. When SAR says full form, you will say enjoy. Because on the basis of full form, you will write additionals. 20 additionals, you will write it. And you don't feel, even if you feel also, no problem. Am I correct? Will you feel? You cannot. You should not. Tomorrow, if you tell that interview, I am saying that, don't tell. Tell about what? What it will do. What is the purpose of it? Tell about its internals. Now I am saying. What is this phase is called now? What is this phase? Who will execute your Python program? Yes. Who will compile your Python program? Python compiler. Who will execute your Python program? PVM. Who will compile your Python program? Will you speak or not? Who will compile your Python program? Who will execute your Python program? Right. So many people don't know who will execute the Python program. Ask somebody who has completed Python, who will execute Python program, who will compile Python program. You say both, the answer is PVM only. What is PVM? You will ask, they will say full form. If you go to any industry, they will say, we will call you later. And in 24 hours, you will charge it and waiting for when the phone will come. Who will call you first of all? That's why improve the subject with accurate results. Now, come on now, come to the point of it. What we'll do here? PVM reads line by line of bytecode. See students, line by line of, next line I will take it. Line by line of what code? Bytecode. Line by line of bytecode and converted into what? Machine understandable code. Machine understandable code is nothing but what? Binary code. And it is read by whom? OS and what? Processor, and gives result. Gives what? Result. Like other languages, in Python, we never get a .exe. It is also one question in interview point of view. You ask any faculty how to convert the how to get the exe file in Python. They don't know. This is only the simple indication for you people to understand how deeply they will teach the subject. Simple indication. You suddenly ask how to convert the intermediate file of Python into exe file. They can't say. On the spot I want. They can't. What type of third-party modules are required? How to generate exe file? Exe file means what? On the desktop, I will keep my project, double click. That project has to run. That is called exe file generation. And you don't feel that why I'm saying that? Because you need to know awareness about the alerts. Are you getting? And a lot of people don't know which version of Python they are learning. Are you getting my point? So, which version of Python we are learning? To find out that, we are having one option. Of course, this is a very regular question. py hyphen version. You will be getting what? 3.10. This is also one small question in interview point of view. How to find the version of your Python which you are using it? py hyphen. One more I will use it. Python hyphen version. What is the difference between Py and Python? Not aware of it. Because you must enter into the programmatically like anything. Okay, all these things I'll take care in the class. Execution phase also, how it is doing, ma? How it is doing? Line by line. Line by line. Compilation, line by line. Execution, hence Python is what language? Interpretation based programming language. What language? Tell me. Are you understanding this? Who will write the source code? Who will write the Python program? Python programmer. What is an extension? .py already there. Okay, this is 1 minute ma. It will be okay. 1 minute. I will come to the another this one. It is going to be taken as what? Line by line. It is taken as what? Line by line. Line by line compilation, line by line execution. So Python is called what language? Interpretation based programming language. Which based programming language? So if anybody asks you tomorrow, why Python is interpretation based programming language, will you justify? Whenever I write a Python program, I need to compile. Internally, Python compiler will convert my source code line by line into intermediate code, which is called a bytecode. Bytecode is internally converted into mission understandable code by the PVM line by line, and hence Python is which language? Interpretation based programming language. Clear? What is the definition I got all of a sudden today? PVM. What is the PVM? Already I said you. PVM is doing what? Line by line of converted into what? What is the mission understandable code? Zeros and ones, binary code into one, and it is read by whom? Who will understand the binary code? OS and what? And gives what? That is the job of what? And PVM stands for Python Virtual Mission. Your gold medalist answer. So happy when I say full forms. Happy? Yeah? Yes. But don't expect beginning, even in interview also, it is my recommendation for you. Don't tell full forms. Because when you leave the interview, the other colleagues will ask this interview candidate, how that student, you will say, the interviewer will say, you don't know anything, poor student, you know only full form, how you will survive, they will comment. So that's why when they ask any content with a full form, we explain it. You explain its real internally what it will do. Anything you learn its real-time implementation. Otherwise, if you say anything on your own, that is going to be wrong. If you say anything, I will type in my code. Will it work? Never. You always think one thing. When I say something, ask me immediately, sir, where to use. That is my first sentence only. I will say the purpose of it. First sentence, everything is called purpose only. On that purpose only, our programming will design. First of all, are you understanding the purpose? Are you understanding the feature called interpreted? What do you understand with my explanation? When we write a Python program, we will save it on some file name with an extension called .py, which is containing which code? Source code. Which code? Source code is understandable by whom? By us. We need to execute or not? We need to submit to whom? Compiler of Python, and it will do what? Convert the line source code into what code? Intermediate code. Converted into what? Byte code, line by line or all at once? Right? Byte code is understandable by further to whom? PVM, and converted to whom? Mission understandable code, which is understandable by whom? OS and processor, and finally we get the result. That is the sequence of steps. If you don't remember, diagram I wrote, content I will write it, I will send this diagram for you. Still, if you don't remember, I can't do anything else. If forgetting is a human gift, you will forget, I will forget, etc. But if you read the same thing twice in a day, next day you will remember. That next day again, if you refer 2 to 3 times in a week, you never forget. That is a simple experiment done on the people. Forgetting is a human tendency. But if you refer, because it is a life level subject for you, career setting subject, read well so that your career is good. Learning, forgetting, like our BTech. Tomorrow exam, today buttifying and one day batting, next day written exams. Like the BTech 4th year written exams and then forget. After 10 days, what is that? Brain is so fresh. You will come to Ameripet. I want to learn Python in 25 days. I want to get the job. BTech 4 years over, 4 years over, no job. After 25 days, you want to get the job. Impossible. That's why learn subjects so deeply, so programmatically. First of all, improve your coding standards so that you are number one in the job. Okay, now. So today I did not write anything under interpretation. On Monday class, I will write what is interpretation. And today I just explained this diagram. I will open this diagram on Monday also. I will write it once again. So before leaving, what is open source? Standard software is customized into various distributions. Is called what? Open source. What is freeware? Freely downloadable things are called. Okay. Next, after that, what I started? Interpretation. Interpretation at compile time, interpretation is execution time. Both of them are doing what? Line by line. That's why known as what? Compilation, interpretation, execution also, interpretation. What is the next, last and final? What is the extension of Python program? .py. Say all of you. Who will understand .py? Python programmer. Okay. Next, when you compile your program, who will read the source code? Python compiler. It converts into intermediate code of Python. What is an intermediate code of Python? Bytecode. How the compilation is done? All at once or line by line? Right. Bytecode. Is it an executable code? No. It is called what? Intermediate code. Need to execute or not? Who will execute your Python program? Yes. Who will compile your Python program? Python compiler. Don't say the reverse. Who will execute your Python program? PVM. What is the role of PVM? Reads line by line of bytecode and converted into what? Understandable code of mission understandable code, which is understandable by OS and finally gives. Will you forget? No. So the most important definition is PVM. Whenever I say PVM, don't tell full form of our gold medalist answers. So keep your gold medalist in your home and come to the class. Okay. What is OS? So that is our education of 21 years. Because I speak something which will directly touch your heart. So even if you know full form, don't tell me full form. Try to tell the answers. Okay, guys? Shall I stop the class? So Monday class, when I come back, I will talk about this interpretation. I will explain this. I will explain the concept of what? This point, portable. This is platform independent. So powerful concept. Total class I will explain only platform independent. It's a so extraordinary facility in Python. I will explain on Monday class. So last and final entry on Monday. If any friends are there still on Monday, please ask them to attend, both online as well as offline students. Okay. Thank you. Good day. We'll meet on Monday. Tomorrow there is no class. Institute announced a holiday on account of Christmas, and Monday we will meet in the class. Okay. Thank you. Good day. All the best.